Andrey Smaev's arm training makes absolutely no sense. Yet it built one of the biggest arms in history. 26 inches. Thick, veiny, and strong enough to pull his entire body weight with one arm. And in this video, I'll show what the workout actually is, why it works, and how to use it in a way that works for you. So who is Andrey Smaev? If you've spent more than 5 minutes in the fitness internet, you've seen Andrey Smaev, arm wrestler, strength athlete, forearm mutant, the type of guy whose arms look big even when he's relaxed. And what makes him interesting isn't just size, it's how he trains, because his methods look wrong, sound wrong, and piss people off. Yet his arms kept growing while everyone else argued in the comments, which is exactly why this workout deserves to be looked at seriously. The arms workout. This entire arm workout is built around one idea: high reps. And it already goes against how most people train before the first set even starts, because Smaev always opens with hammer movements, since he wants the forearms and brachialis fully lit up before the biceps even get a chance to help. He starts with hammer concentration curls, sometimes using cable and wrapping it around his wrist like arm wrestlers do, not to lift more weight, although he does, but to make the same weight feel heavier, because now the abductors and forearms are fighting the load too, and every set is 20 controlled reps, short range of motion and surprisingly without chasing a stretch, just brutal contraction and pump. And here's where it gets interesting. Andrey performs this exercise for 9 straight sets, which is equal to 180 reps. But what if he doesn't complete 20 reps in each set? He himself said if the weight feels heavy, you don't lower it like a normal human being. You rest longer, stare at the cable and keep going until the reps are done. Because in his system, the weight never goes down, only the rest goes up. Then, instead of switching to something easier, he goes straight into dragon curls. Some of you never heard of this exercise, but it's the same as regular biceps curl, but just adjusted to focus on peak biceps contracting by pulling the elbows back, dragging the barbell up the torso, and completely ignoring stretch. Running this for 8 sets and 160 reps, and at this point, most people's arms would already be useless. Which is exactly why he finishes biceps with hammer grip curls again, another 20 to 30 reps per set for 9 more sets, pushing total biceps volume to almost 500 reps, which is a month's worth of arm training for most people. And that's before triceps even start. Now triceps are trained completely differently, because here Smaev wants the muscle under tension in the stretch, not the contraction, so he starts with rope pushdowns. Yes, rope pushdowns, but by using a chain. He goes heavy for 20 to 30 reps, never locking out, leaning in and arching back just enough to handle more load, just like Phil Heath said. And then comes bodyweight skull crushers, and they might sound easy, but remember, his body weight is over 150 kilograms, which is over 330 pounds for our American friends watching at home. He does half reps, elbows in, living in the stretched position, just non-stop pressure. Stacking reps again and again until triceps alone hit another 500 reps, meaning this arm workout casually racks up 1,000 total reps, which explains why his arms don't just look big. They look thick, dense, and hostile, like they've been through something. Why this works? This works because muscles don't have a brain, like Andrey himself says. They don't understand rules, programs, or what Instagram coaches argue about. They only understand tension and mechanical stress. When you shock a muscle and keep it under load long enough, it has no choice but to adapt. And Smaev takes this to the extreme by keeping his muscles under tension for an insane amount of time, aka the higher reps, using short ranges of motion to overload the strongest and safest part of the lift, controlling every rep instead of bouncing the weight, and even if he bounces a little, he said it's okay as long as you keep the mind-muscle connection. And the most important part is that when fatigue hits, he doesn't lower the load. He extends the rest and keeps the same weight, which turns every set into a long, painful burn that forces the muscle to keep working and eventually grow. Smaev didn't come up with this randomly. He learned a lot of these techniques from top bodybuilders, and he's always credited guys like Ronnie Coleman, Lee Priest, Phil Heath, and others. That matters, because it shows he isn't just throwing weight around. He's constantly learning and adapting. Now, I'm not telling you to go do 9 sets of every exercise in one session, especially if you're natural, but the same logic absolutely applies. And next, I'll break down exactly how you can use these principles to build bigger, more intense arms using 3 steps. So stick around, because this is the part most people miss. Step 1. Choose a weight that's heavy, but doesn't kill your reps. This style only works if the weight is heavy enough to challenge you, but light enough that you can still hit high reps with control. If you pick something you can only grind for 5 reps, you miss the point. If you look at any top bodybuilder, you realize that they all train arms with a surprisingly light weight. The goal is to keep the muscle under tension for a long time. When fatigue hits, don't rush to lower the weight. Take a longer rest and finish the reps with the same load. That balance between heavy and repeatable is where the growth happens. Step 2. Train biceps and triceps differently. Biceps and triceps are opposing muscles, so treating them the same makes no sense. For biceps, the focus is on contraction and squeeze, not the stretch. So go with a shorter range of motion and burning the muscle where it's strongest, which is at the peak. For triceps, it's the opposite approach. Keep tension in the stretched position, avoid locking out, and make every rep uncomfortable instead of explosive. Step 3. Frequency. Smaev was asked how often he trains arms, and his answer surprised a lot of people. He said that if you train chest and back intensely, then 1 direct arm workout per week is enough. Even if your arms are lagging, heavy presses and hard pulls already smash the biceps and triceps, and adding more arm days on top of that doesn't speed up growth. It just eats into recovery. The goal isn't to train arms more, it's to let them recover enough to actually grow, because frequency only works when recovery is respected. What not to copy? So obviously you can't copy everything Andrey Smaev does because unlike you, he is on shit tons of steroids. You can absolutely copy the logic, the technique, the way he controls reps, manages tension, and attacks weak points, but definitely don't go near the training volume. Because doing 500 reps of triceps in 1 day as a natural can harm your growth and actually make your arms smaller. And that's really the takeaway of this entire video. Big arms aren't built by random workouts or copying freaks rep for rep. They're built by understanding why something works, then adjusting it to your body, your recovery, and your situation. And if you want to keep going down this road the smart way, click the video on screen. The top 10 arm exercises according to Mike Menser. A completely different philosophy, same end goal, maximum growth with minimum waste.